Welcome back to Peepodcove Reaction. This is the Mashup series following the GNX tour, SZA and Kendrick Lamar. Now, I went to the Boston show. I got that video coming of the Peepodcove experience at the show and how it went. We had pretty good seats, so I got some really good stuff coming on that. But we're still going to do our regular mashup of the Grand National Tour from Boston because there were a lot of people there, and we got a bunch of full mashups for y'all to check out. Now, if you went to the show, I got stuck fixing my. If you went to the show, leave me a comment. Let me know what it was like. I was sitting in section B2, so. We were talking about another sold out show. The Grand National Tour has been selling out everywhere it has gone. And I've went to the show, like I said earlier, and there's a good possibility if I get the opportunity to attend again, I will. So let's check out these mashups I got for y'all. If you weren't able to go to the show, you haven't been able to go to the show, these clips help. It doesn't do justice for when you're at the show, but they do help. They do help. It's
Lamar last night for their Grand National Tour, and let me tell you, this might be one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. It was at Gillette Stadium, which I've never been to before, so I was excited to be there and see what it was like there. It started off with this DJ set by Mustard. I was on the floor as well. I had the electric floor.
I gotta say that Mustard set was pretty lit. It was pretty lit.
So I was right in the middle of the stage, so I had to walk over there. Also, they give you this cool ticket as well. I think everyone gets one that's on the floor, or everyone who's there. Then the concert starts, and Kendrick Lamar and SZA go back and forth with their sets. First, Kendrick Lamar starts, then SZA does a set. They also do songs in between that they both do, and they're both awesome performers live. This is the fourth time I've seen Kendrick Lamar live, and honestly, this might be the best ever just because of the whole stadium and everything like that. I'm definitely a bigger SZA fan as well after this concert. She's really good live. And if you have a chance to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA on this Grand National Tour, you're definitely not going to miss out no matter where you sit. This is a must-see concert, and this might be the best concert I go to in 2025, and it's only May.
I got to agree with him on that. The tour is definitely, the show is a must-see. And after watching it, I can say I'm a bigger supporter of SZA than I was before the show. If you asked me before, I wouldn't pay to go see her. I'm only seeing her because she was traveling with Kendrick. But now that I actually got to see her and see her perform, she blew me away. She changed my mind with a lot of things. Yeah, this is it hit hard. That was definitely another sellout crowd, y'all. I was there. It filled up fast. And I'm telling you, Kendrick stood on business when he meant they were going to start. I want to say about 8:16. Boom. He was on stage.
SZA, can I get tickets for tonight? I don't have any, please. Yeah. Please, thank you so much. I love you. She just said yes. SZA.
She just offered her tickets. She asked for tickets and got them. Oh, wow.
Yes, please. My name is Michael.
Wow. I mean, we've seen SZA do a lot of stuff on this tour, man. Like, even watching that concert, this concert here, there was way more. Well, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna ease into that. I got another clip coming, but experience it. There were more SZA fans in that stadium in Boston than Kendrick fans, to be honest with you. Wait. Yeah,
I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I will share it, but today let's go. This won't kill my vibe.
And that's Pusha T. Pusha T. It's called the show in Boston. Checking it out. Listen, everybody's here to experience history. Everybody's trying to experience history. What's going on? Everybody's here experiencing history.
First time since I was like 6 or 7, I actually got blisters on my feet, which I forgot I could even do. And my throat is genuinely on fire. Doing anything with my mouth or throat.
Now, I listened to some of him earlier, and I could resonate with a lot of things he's going to say in this video. From the N-word to traffic, I was there, and I could actually resonate with a lot of things he's saying. So let's get it.
Is the worst. I don't even know what I mean. I know I'm making this video, but it's a horrible idea. This is not helping my case at all. I'm trying to get the hair out of my face real quick for the rest of this. Before I talk about the rest of this concert, I need to at least talk about the.
Isn't it funny how he used the hat to cover up his head? That was funny. I didn't even catch that when I checked it out before, but that was pretty funny how he took the hat and boom, he got fixed.
One big con I had with it. And that is, this is Foxboro, Massachusetts. Kendrick kept calling it Boston, which I very much appreciated. And it pretty much was Boston because, you know, it was everyone from Mass was coming there. But this was in Foxboro, and this is the heart of Mass outside of Boston. So this is Massachusetts we're talking about. Now, there are a lot of things about Massachusetts, but at the end of the day, it is undeniable that this is a white-ass state.
Facts.
A lot of people here are white.
Facts.
Majority of people, and like a serious majority of people here are white. I mean, we're talking like one of the founding 13 colonies, one of the OGs.
Yep.
We've been here for a long time. And as a result, it has become very white because of that. Now, during performances like these, and as Kendrick is known to do, like performers do, they often reach out to the audience for help, you know, to continue with their set in those cool moments where the performer and the audience comes together and they reach out to almost complete the song. I don't know if you know this, Kendrick in his music says the N-word decently often. And a lot of big moments in some of his songs result in also having the N-word in them. There were multiple times in that concert where he, you know, reached out to the audience in a big hit, and, you know, 75 to 80% of that audience was white. It was still a pretty diverse audience, but, I mean, this is still Mass. And he's reached out for those moments, and I promise you, there were not enough African Americans in that concert hall to result in those parts of the songs he reached out to with the N.
That is facts, 100% facts right there, because I was there. And my whole section probably had maybe 3 black people, 4 in there, maybe 10 the most out of 100. And yeah.
In them coming out as loud as they did.
Now, it's weird that I actually ran into this video because I was talking to my son today about that. And I was telling him how basically he told him not to say the N-word no more when he sang that Euphoria. And I said, he literally said it to the whole stadium and they each said it. And I was like, I wonder if that will stick. Kind of weird, but yeah, I feel him on this though.
So there was definitely, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Hella white people at Gillette Stadium were fucking screaming the N-word at the top of their lungs. I absolutely know it. In my section, at least, because I was looking, I wanted to see this happen in real time. I actually caught a lot of people, like, stopping themselves. Like, whenever he'd say it, they'd be like, woo, or, like, make a gesture, like, joking, like, hi, I can't say it. But I know full fucking well if I went a section over, I would have saw fucking Jerry from Worcester being like, nah! That aside, the concert was...
He said Jerry from Worcester. Jerry from Worcester. That's it.
Genuinely amazing. Again, it's the only concert I've ever been to, and probably will still be the only concert I ever go to. I might try and see some others of my favorite artists if I ever see them, but it was electric. I mean, I really didn't expect that energy from the crowd, and the concert itself, you know,
And you know, that's kind of weird because for a long time, I haven't been to a rap concert in like 15 years. You know, I'm in Connecticut, so I'm pretty close to Mass, and I travel back and forth sometimes anyway. But a lot of people are coming out for this specific concert because it's Kendrick. A lot of people hasn't really been going to rap concerts and stuff like that. It's just not a norm, especially in a stadium. But let him keep cooking because Jerry from Worcester's gonna get it.
performance was it was flooring from both Kendrick and SZA alike. I was, you know, more partial to one and cared significantly more for one than the other, but it was genuinely insane, and it was totally worth all the misery getting to and leaving there. The effects were insane. The fireworks, the lights were going absolutely crazy, and the bass was fucking crazy. I could feel that shit from my toes to my balls to my heart. And the graphics they were using, like the videos they were playing on the screens for either during the performances or that interview thing they were doing in between like acts of the set, and just all the graphics surrounding it were so visually appealing. Like, it was so fun to look at, especially SZA's. Kendrick's, in my opinion, obviously, like, I knew more about it because that's my guy. But like with SZA, I don't really know the story too much behind their album, but all the shit with the bugs and the farm, it was crazy looking and it was super cool. And speaking of SZA, I cannot lie, that was a SZA heavy crowd. Okay, I'm pretty sure like it was like probably 65-35 percentage of girl to guy ratio of the people in those stands.
Now, this is 100% true on this one as well. And when Kendrick came on, he had a lot of energy. But when SZA came out, everybody that was quiet during the Kendrick performance started screaming off the top of their lungs. Women, old women, young women, and everybody got their eyes closed singing. And you know it's good when their eyes closed because they manifested that at some point.
Because when Kendrick did stuff that was like, you know, oh, this is hype for Kendrick, it'd be like, yeah, like you'd hear, you know, some people that seem to be pretty diehard fans, which was a good amount of the crowd, and people knew the songs, they're big songs, like DNA, Humble, All Right, all that. But like, dude, every SZA song, almost every SZA song. Don't think I wasn't gonna make up for it though.
True.
I was being as loud and mobile as possible during that whole thing, and included for the SZA parts. Though I didn't really know the songs, so I could hardly sing along with them. So I was just kind of dancing there awkwardly. But believe me, when the Kendrick acts were up, I was screaming my heart out. I was singing like a total fangirl. Luckily, the girl to the left of me was a mega SZA fangirl, so we both kind of canceled each other out. She was loud on her parts, I was loud on his parts. We kind of had a mutual agreement, and the person on the right of me was the buddy I went with, so it was all chill. Now, if I sat here and just talked about how much I liked the concert and how much it meant to me, I'd be here for a goddamn hour. Kendrick is my favorite musician of all time. I've listened to him for God knows how long, and I love his music. Like, I love his music, and it means a serious amount to me. It means a lot to me. So, I'm not going to just sit here and work off to the freaking concert, because I'm just going to be reiterating how much I loved it, and how it's just going to be, at that point, just me talking about how much I loved Kendrick. The concert was insane. The crowd was insane. It was awesome. And then the evil fucking state.
Now, this is, I'm sure everybody that went to the show, if you went to this show in Boston, well, it wasn't in Boston, it was in Foxboro, Mass. But on your ticket, on your t-shirt, whatever, it says Boston. So if you went to that show, let me know what your experience was like getting out of the show after it was done. And how long did it take you to get home? I didn't get home till about 3 a.m. No, actually, it was 3:15 a.m. I live in Connecticut. So I had an hour and a half drive back. But then we're going to kind of find out what happens, but we all get diverted. it was kind of smart to think about how to divert it. They just sent them probably all in the wrong place, but here we go.
Ladies from the state of hell apparently appeared and was like, did you just enjoy that fucking sick ass concert? Yeah, get bent, nerd. I'm sure you can go look it up right now. If you go on TikTok and look up like Foxboro, Massachusetts Kendrick concert, Foxboro Kendrick concert, most recent Kendrick concert, whatever the fuck, I guarantee you will see people in evil traffic. Those motherfuckers genuinely fucked up everything. Basically, they set up the fucking highway that runs right off Gillette to go in two directions, because that's how highways work. Yep. And 90% of traffic was diverted to go to Western Mass. I don't know if you know this. Nobody fucking lives in Western Mass, okay? Anyone on Eastern Mass and the East Coast of Mass, you know, Boston, Worcester, Lowell, fucking the Cape, like, they'll all make jokes because it's valid that no one lives in Western Mass. All the populated parts of the state are here on the East Coast. They took like 3 lanes of traffic from the right side of the road. If you're leaving Gillette and you are looking at it, what would ever be on the right side, they took 3 of those lanes and diverted them for the other side of the road for some reason. Me, my buddy I went with, and my other buddy I went with who works security there, we're trying to get in the lane that, you know, takes us back to civilized society of Massachusetts. From the direction that the car we took was parked, there is one chance you have to get back in the proper lane of traffic. It is a U-turn you have to take through a fucking Bass Pro Shop hall, this massive Bass Pro Shop that's right next to Gillette Stadium. We missed that turn. Nobody's at fault. I'm not calling anybody.
And that's kind of true. When we got out, we didn't have when I got out, didn't have a choice what direction you could choose. Cops just sent you like for miles. All side streets were blocked off, and you just 5 lanes going out of the city. They were just like, get the hell out. We don't care where you go, just far from here as possible. And then off you go then. And that was it, pretty much, for real.
We're trying to get in the lane that, you know, takes us back to civilized society of Massachusetts. From the direction that the car we took was parked, there is one chance you have to get back in the proper lane of traffic. It is a U-turn you have to take for a fucking Bass Pro Shop hall, this massive Bass Pro Shop that's right next to Gillette Stadium. We missed that turn. Nobody's at fault. I'm not calling anybody out.
He's not.
We just happened to miss that turn. We were already projected to get home at 1:10 in the morning. And like I said, we got home at 2:40 in the morning. I did. They probably got home at like 3 o'clock. I'm not a state trooper. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a fucking traffic controller. But I think anyone with brains, especially anybody in Massachusetts, could have looked at that and told you, what the fuck? Like, it was just fucked. They had no idea what they were doing. They genuinely screwed traffic up so bad. Everybody got home that night at least 1 in the morning. And the concert ended at 11:30.
Before
I don't know how they fucked traffic up.
I want to say the concert kind of ended around 11. It was like 10:58. By the time you got out, it was probably a little 11:15, 11. And then you still had to sit around for 2 hours to even make it to traffic. Like, we were sitting in the parking lot for 2 hours before we even got into the traffic that held us up for another, I don't know, 30 minutes.
That bad. Again, though, outside of outside forces and probably a lot of white people saying the N-word, that concert was amazing, and I'm very happy that I went. Again, Kendrick Lamar is my favorite musician of all time. For the first time since I was like 6 or 7.
All right, enough of the glaze. So yeah, this was one of those experiences that I will never forget. Oh, I wanted to bring this to show y'all the.
Andre 3K, think I'm full trying to go bitch. I still got PTSD. What the fuck, the big three? Nigga, it's just pick me. Nigga, bomb. Hey, don't really like. Press out, lift my dick, let's bomb. For all your dogs, keep them firing. That's case. Pet cemetery, nigga, bomb.
And there you have it, y'all. This is the mashup for Mass, Boston. Well, it's Foxboro. And if you went to the show, you were stuck in traffic just like the rest of us, and you find this video, leave your comments down below. Let me know what time you got home. Let me know what your experience was like at the show. Well, if I had to guess, it's probably SZA. It was a huge SZA turnout. But either way, I love the show. And because I went to that show, I'm a little more excited to see SZA again, if she was ever to come. That was a great performance all around. Amazing show. And I see why it's selling out. And I'm happy that I was able to attend. I got my show, you know what? Make sure y'all check out my Peepodcove experience coming up. I might probably drop that tomorrow. I got editing and stuff I got to do to put it in there. So let me know down in the comments. Peepodcove. I'm going to see y'all.